Every man says he wants respect, but few know what it really takes to earn it. Respect isn't given to those who chase approval. It's given to those who set boundaries and enforce them like a Stoic. Today on Stoic 24, we're diving into the 5 powerful boundaries that not only earn you respect, but make you untouchable as a man. Boundary 1. I don't explain myself to people who don't deserve it. There comes a point in every man's life when he realizes that not everyone deserves access to his mind. You don't owe explanations to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Stoicism teaches us that your time, your focus, and your inner peace are not public property. They're earned by those who respect your path. If someone mocks your discipline, challenges your values, or constantly demands justification for your actions, they're not asking to understand you. They're trying to control you. And the Stoic answer to that? Silence. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." That's not just a quote, it's a code. A code for men who are done performing. When you stop explaining yourself to people who only seek to drain you, you reclaim your power. Imagine a man who's building his life brick by brick, only to pause every 5 minutes to defend each decision to someone who's never built a damn thing. That's insanity. That's weakness disguised as politeness. But when you draw the line, when you say, "I walk my path. I don't need your permission and I won't offer you explanations," you become dangerous in the best way. You become untouchable. This boundary tells the world, you can talk, but I don't need to listen. You can judge, but I won't flinch. Because the man who knows who he is no longer lives to convince others. He lives to become stronger, quieter, and more unshakable every day. And that is Stoic power. Boundary 2. I don't chase anyone, not friends, not lovers. A man who chases is a man who bleeds dignity. Chasing, whether it's a friend who stopped calling or a woman who replies when it's convenient, is emotional slavery. You tie your worth to someone else's validation, and that's a chain no Stoic man wears. Because the moment you chase, you trade your power for crumbs of attention. You say, "You are more important than my peace." But brother, your peace is everything. The chase is a trap, and every time you run after people, you're running away from yourself. Seneca once said, "He who is everywhere is nowhere." That means when your energy is scattered, spread thin trying to win people over, you lose the one place where your strength truly lies, your center. A grounded man does not beg to be chosen. He stands, he builds, he lives in such a way that the right people choose to walk beside him, not because he begged, but because he became undeniable. The people meant for you will meet you in your lane, not in the chase, not in desperation, but in alignment. Let them go. Let them feel your absence. Let your silence echo louder than 1,000 messages. Indifference, when born from self-respect, is power. It's not coldness, it's clarity. And the moment you stop chasing, you start attracting, not just people, but peace, focus, and freedom. A Stoic man doesn't run after anyone. He walks his path with purpose, and trusts that what's meant for him will catch up. Boundary 3. My peace is non-negotiable. If your peace is easily disturbed, your life is easily controlled. And that's the brutal truth most men never wake up to. Every time you get baited into drama, arguments, emotional chaos, you give away your power. You become a puppet pulled by invisible strings, dancing to someone else's noise. In a world that thrives on reaction, your calm is your rebellion. Your peace is not weakness, it's a declaration of dominance. It says, "I refuse to be ruled by your chaos, I command my state." When a man builds a fortress around his mind, not out of fear but discipline, he becomes untouchable. Let me give you a real example. Imagine a guy at work, constantly trying to provoke you, throwing passive-aggressive jabs, challenging your ideas, or mocking you in front of others. The weak response: you explode, you argue, you match fire with fire, and in doing so, you prove his point. But the strong, stoic response? Silence. Calm eye contact. A small smirk that says, "You don't get to pull me into your storm, I live above it." You see, your peace isn't just for you, it's a message to the world: I control me, no one else. Epictetus once said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." That's not about playing dumb, it's about choosing your battles with godlike precision. Let them think you're soft if you don't retaliate. Let them call you cold if you walk away. Let them laugh when you don't show up to the petty war. Because while they burn energy chasing chaos, you're building empires in silence. Remember this: gold doesn't argue with brass. When your peace is non-negotiable, your presence becomes unstoppable. Boundary 4. I walk away from disrespect silently. Disrespect is not something you argue with. It's not a debate. It's not a negotiation. It's a test. And real men don't explain their worth to those who refuse to see it. When a man walks away in silence, he's not just ending a conversation, he's making a statement. A powerful, unshakable one. You're telling the world, I do not lower myself to chaos. I do not feed disrespect with my energy. This isn't weakness, it's warrior-level discipline. In a world that celebrates shouting, clapping back, and drama, the man who walks away without a word owns the loudest voice in the room: his self-control. Take this scenario. You're in a relationship, and the woman you care about throws a cheap shot in an argument. Something personal, something below the belt. The old you might have reacted, raised your voice, defended yourself, maybe even thrown your own insults. But the stoic man, he doesn't play those games. He looks her in the eye, feels the sting, but he doesn't flinch. He doesn't respond. He simply leaves, because he knows anyone who disrespects him has already disqualified themselves from his presence. He doesn't need to punish them. His absence is the punishment. As Epictetus said, if someone speaks badly of you, do not defend yourself against the accusations, but reply, "He obviously did not know the rest of my faults, or he would not have mentioned only these." This is the essence of silent power. You don't convince someone to respect you. You demonstrate that their disrespect has no effect, and that is what shakes them to their core. Walking away silently is not retreat, it's elevation. You rise above the noise. You step beyond the reach of their chaos. And in that moment, you reclaim your time, your peace, and your power. Let them talk. Let them wonder. Because your silence, that's the final word. Boundary 5. I put purpose over pleasure. A man who doesn't have a mission is a man who will fall for anything: distractions, indulgences, and the empty promises of quick comfort. The modern world is a battlefield of temptations. Your phone buzzes with mindless entertainment. Women play games that waste your energy, and there's always something calling you to take the easy road. But the man who lives by purpose walks a different path. He's not chasing dopamine, he's chasing discipline, because he knows that pleasure without direction leads to regret. But pain endured for a purpose? That's legacy. Think of it like this. You wake up at 5 a.m. Your body screams for the bed, your mind whispers, just a few more minutes. But then something deeper kicks in. That fire in your gut that says, get up, show up, you're building something no one else can see yet. That's the Stoic spirit. Marcus Aurelius didn't want to get out of bed either, but he reminded himself, I am rising to do the work of a human being. That's not just a motivational quote, it's a call to arms. The work of a human being is to build, to serve, to grow, not to indulge in the easy or the temporary, So here's the line you draw in your life. If it doesn't feed your mission, it doesn't get fed your time. This boundary is not about denying yourself joy. It's about choosing a deeper, more lasting fulfillment. Anyone can scroll, anyone can hook up, anyone can avoid responsibility. But it takes a real man to look temptation in the eye and say, "Not today. I've got work to do." Discipline isn't a cage, it's a weapon. And, when wielded with purpose, it turns you into a force no one can shake. Conclusion. If you want to be respected in this world, stop begging for it. Respect isn't granted to the loudest voice or the most agreeable man. It's earned through presence, purpose, and unshakable boundaries. Men who command respect don't do it by talking louder. They do it by standing firmer. When you draw the line and refuse to be moved, that's when people start to pay attention, not because you demanded it, but because you embodied it. Let these 5 boundaries become your code, not just when life is easy, but especially when it's hard. That's where character is forged. That's where the real you is revealed. 1. Don't explain yourself to fools. 2. Don't chase anyone. 3. Protect your peace. 4. Walk away from disrespect. 5. Put purpose over pleasure. This is how Stoic men move, not with noise but with weight, not with desperation but with discipline. This is how power is earned, not handed out. So if this message hit something deep in you, if you're done shrinking to fit the world and ready to rise with clarity and force, subscribe to Stoic 95. Because every week we deliver masculine strength, emotional discipline, and timeless wisdom forged in the fires of ancient Stoicism. And always remember this: your boundaries don't just protect you, they define you. Draw your line, stand on it. Become the man no one dares to cross.